The most dangerous men in history didn't meditate to feel peaceful. They meditated to become unstoppable. This is the meditation the Stoics never wrote down for beginners. This is the one they used before battles, before exile, before death. Stay to the end, because by the time this video is over, you'll know how to rehearse for your own destruction and come out the other side unbreakable. Before we go further, hit subscribe, not because I need the number, because 90% of men watching this will forget everything in it by tomorrow. The 10% who subscribe and come back will actually build the discipline. Decide right now which one you're going to be. The lie about meditation: forget the candles, forget the incense, forget sitting cross-legged chasing inner peace, like it's a mood you can summon. The Stoics had a different weapon. It's called Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. Seneca wrote it plainly to his friend Lucilius. Nothing happens to the wise man against his expectation. That's the whole game. Not avoiding pain, expecting it, rehearsing it, meeting it before it arrives. So when it does, you're already standing. This isn't pessimism. Pessimism is a coward hiding from hope. This is a soldier checking his weapon before the fight. The technique. Here's how it actually works. 3 moves. Do this every morning 5 minutes before you touch your phone. 1. Name the wound. Sit still. Pick one thing you're afraid to lose. Your job, your reputation, someone you love. Don't flinch from it. Name it out loud if you have to. 2. Walk through the fire. See it happen. Not vaguely. Specifically, the phone call, the empty room, the silence after the loss. Marcus Aurelius did this every single morning before he ruled an empire that could collapse on any given day. In meditations, he tells himself to expect liars, ingrates, and traitors before he even leaves his bed, so that when he meets them, he's not shocked, he's ready. 3. Return with the verdict. Ask yourself the only question that matters. If this happened today, what would I still control? Your judgment, your response, your discipline. That's it. That's always been it. You're not meditating to relax. You're meditating to rehearse control in a world designed to strip it from you. The view from above. There's a second technique, darker, stranger, and almost nobody talks about it. The Stoics called it the view from above. Marcus Aurelius would picture himself lifting out of his own body, rising above the palace, above Rome, above the whole curve of the earth, until he could see his entire life as a single grain of sand on an endless beach. Why? Because from that height, your humiliation last week means nothing. Your bank account means nothing. Your ex-girlfriend, your boss, your Instagram numbers, nothing. What remains is the only thing that was ever real: how you're choosing to act right now, today. Try this tonight. Lie down, picture yourself from above the ceiling, then above the house, then above the city, then above the country, the planet, out into black space. Your entire existence a flicker of light. Then ask, what actually deserves my anger today? Most of the time, the honest answer is nothing. Let me tell you about a man I'll call Marcus. Not his real name, but a real story. He lost his job on a Tuesday morning, no warning. 15 years gone in a 5-minute meeting. He drove home in silence, sat in his car in the driveway for 40 minutes, and didn't go inside that night. Instead of drowning in whiskey or doom-scrolling job boards at 2 a.m., he did something strange. He sat on the floor of his garage, the only quiet place in the house, and he ran the drill. He named the wound I have failed to provide. He walked through the fire, the awkward dinner conversation, the silence from friends, the fear in his own chest. The answer was brutal and simple. He controlled tomorrow morning. He controlled whether he sent 5 applications or 0. He controlled whether his son saw a broken man or a disciplined one. 3 months later, he had a new job, lower pay, but he told me the version of himself who got it wasn't the desperate man from that Tuesday. It was the man from the garage floor, the one who met the disaster before it fully arrived, so it never got to own him. That's Premeditatio Malorum in the real world, not theory. A man on a garage floor, rebuilding himself with a 2,000-year-old drill. Why this works? Modern men are soft not because they lack ambition. They're soft because they've never rehearsed losing. They've built their entire identity on things they don't control: money, validation, comfort, and the second one of those cracks, they collapse because they've never once practiced the collapse in advance. The Stoics understood something brutal. Comfort is the enemy of readiness. Epictetus, a man who was literally enslaved and crippled by his own master, said it straight. It's not things that disturb us, but our judgment about things. That's not a fortune cookie. That's a man who had every reason to be destroyed, refusing to be. You don't get his strength by avoiding hardship. You get it by meeting hardship in your mind first, every single morning, until the real thing, when it comes, finds you already standing. Here's your assignment. Tomorrow morning, before the phone, before the noise, 5 minutes. Name the wound, walk through the fire, ask what you control. Do it every day for 30 days, and you won't recognize the man staring back at you. Not because life got easier, because you stopped being afraid of it getting harder. The Stoics didn't meditate to escape the world. They meditated to make sure the world could never take them by surprise again. If this hit you, subscribe and tell me in the comments, what's the one thing you're finally ready to rehearse losing? I read every single one.